My wife and I started coming here about 28 years ago. And one thing that I noticed right away was that this is a church of encouragers, and what I mean by that is prayer warriors. I had started having pain in my right hip, and I found out that my hip was fractured, and they went in and put a plate and 5 screws in, and we didn't think a lot of it at that time. And about a year later, I was still having a lot of pain, and I found out my left hip was fractured, and they went in and put a plate and 5 screws in that hip, and they diagnosed me with a rare form of a bone disease called osteomalacia. And this went on for about 8 years. And over that time, it progressively got worse. About 5 of those 8 years, I had to walk on crutches because I couldn't support my own weight. I broke several bones. I broke almost every bone, or fractures, I won't say broke. I fractured every bone in both my feet, my right fibula, both my hips, 8 or 9 ribs, my left scapula. At its worst point, I would sneeze and fracture a rib. It was that bad. And so I got to see firsthand the prayer warriors in this church. There were people that lifted me up through that entire time. It ended up being a tumor that they ended up taking out after 8 years. And it was benign. Mayo Clinic said it was benign, or a low grade of cancer. I didn't have to have any chemo. And within a year of when it was taken out, my bones had reverted back to normal. If you're a new member at this church, don't be afraid to come forward and ask for prayer. If Kenny's up front, come up front. If you don't feel comfortable with that, call the church office. They can hook you up with somebody that wants to pray for you. Philippians 4:6, by prayer and petition and thanksgiving, make your requests known to God. One thing I would like to ask you to pray for is our Kingdom Project. We would love to build that new building, and through your prayers, I know that it's possible that we will be able to build that building, we'll be able to pay for that building, and we will be able to win more souls in this community and the surrounding communities. And so please pray for the Kingdom Project. It will be an amazing thing to see.